Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Hey, if you can hear me, please let me know in the chat. I'd really appreciate it. Please let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. If it's too loud, let me know. If it's too loud, let me know. My name is Cody. I do tech certifications. I currently work in tech. Let's get that going in the background. Perfect. Thank Cosmic. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. I try to do these lives every 2 to 3 days. Kind of got off on the holidays because I wasn't doing them near as much and had a lot going on at work, honestly. But we're back. If the mic's too loud, I can turn it down. It's been a while since I've streamed, so trying something new with all this. So we'll see how it works out. I have about 6 IT certifications and have this one specifically that's currently up there and can vouch for this amount of money. So it is possible to make 6 figures in tech. I'm here to answer you guys' questions about how to do that. Let me know. Happy to talk about my journey. I started out as desktop support, moved my way up to, why is that not changing? Moved my way up to system admin. Let's try this slideshow again. So I have it's kind of hard to see on the screen, but this is CompTIA Security Plus, Google Cloud Engineer, Cloud Practitioner, Solutions Architect, SysOps Developer, and Solutions Architect Professional. So I have 6 certs total. I started out as desktop support, moved my way up to system admin, cloud engineer, and then cloud architect. Why is that not transitioning? I tested this right before I started, so I'm not sure why it's not working now. Let's try it again. Gotta love tech. All right, 1, 2. There we go. How long have you been a cloud architect? So I've been a cloud architect for the state of Utah. It was about a year. Now I work for AWS, or also known as Amazon Web Services, as a technical account manager now. And might be moving to a different role as a systems DevOps or senior DevOps engineer. We'll see. Analysis paralysis. Please help. Cyber or cloud, says Eve. Good question. Honestly, just pick one. If you're already in tech, honestly, I'd go with whatever one interests you most. Otherwise, if you're brand new to tech and you're just starting out, I would say, I would just say start with like just a help desk support job. Choosing cyber or cloud right now, if you're brand new to tech, doesn't really matter. But eventually it will. Like after you get your help desk job, then it will matter, right? But right now it doesn't really matter. Thanks for the rose. Really appreciate it. Give me some motivation for certifications. So if you go to my bio, I have 6 of them currently. I have the CompTIA Security Plus, Google Cloud Engineer, and then 5 AWS certs. And the way I study is I just pick a day and study for it, right? So I wouldn't study just an hour or 2 a day. I'd take a whole 8 hours and study. And that was easy for me. Also, these salaries are, and I can vouch for them. For example, I have the AWS Solutions Architect Professional, and its salary is like $168,000, and so $168,000. I can vouch for that salary. What I'm trying to show is not that you can get a certification and start making this amount of money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is typically people with multiple certifications and multiple years of experience can make this type of money, is what I'm saying. Just getting a certification doesn't mean you're going to get a job, and doesn't mean you're automatically going to make 6 figures. But this is a survey done by a company called Skillsoft, and they interviewed like 4,000 people across the United States, and this were the results they came up with, right? Where do you get the certifications? You get the certifications by doing a proctored exam. These are not certifications that you get from just taking a course. You have to take a proctored exam. Jasper says, I have 6 CompTIA certs, 2 Cisco, and 3 AWS, making $128,000. Awesome. Yep, that's right up there. If you don't mind me asking, Jasper, what do you do? And if everyone would give a few double taps on the screen, I'd really appreciate it. Helps the conversation keep coming. Do consumers like event-driven architecture, says AWS Develop? Yeah, absolutely. Event-driven architecture and microservices are here to stay, in my opinion. Things like Lambda functions, cloud functions, etc., or just container microservice infrastructure. Thoughts on cybersecurity to get certified? Thoughts on taking cybersecurity to start off? Is SANS the best program? So SANS is really expensive, although it is a good program. If you're brand new to tech, I probably wouldn't start right off with SANS. I would maybe start with like CompTIA Security Plus. But yeah, if you're already in tech though and have a few years of experience and are wanting to transition to cybersecurity, then SANS would be a good option. They're very well known, but they're very expensive, right? So maybe not a place I would start off as someone that's brand new to tech. Cashmaranreen, web QA tester manual. Work looking for automation. Should I focus on SQL and Pythons or certs? So the thing I'll say about like QA and software engineers is you're not going to work on certifications. Typically, software engineers are working on building projects and just making things, right? And showing their GitHub and maybe some type of portfolio. Certifications aren't really going to be for QA and software engineers or any programmers. This is mainly infrastructure side of tech, like cybersecurity, cloud, networking, that type of stuff. Jasper says, I'm a senior sysadmin CTO for an MSP. Very cool. Making $128,000. That's awesome. Congratulations, Jasper. That's really cool. Travis Echo, just finished my bachelor's in cybersecurity. Not sure what to do next. I'm an electronic technician for the last 14 years. So Travis, what I would say is work on getting a If you're interested in cloud, networking, cybersecurity, or not sure, but you're interested in that side of tech, I would say start out by getting like a help desk job or a desktop support job. That will help you learn, not only learn the fundamentals of tech, but then decide where you want to go from there, whether it's cybersecurity or networking or cloud. Because once you do desktop support or help desk, you kind of get insight into all those different areas of tech. You're welcome, Sabrina. And if you guys don't mind giving a few double taps, I would appreciate it. Also, I forgot to start my Tickfinity. I've got this thing that like pulls up when people follow me and stuff. And it looks like I did not start it. Hold on just a second. Bear with me. Okay, we'll see if this works.
A new follower.
Okay, just had to test that out really quick. I forgot to turn it on before I started. All right, where were we on questions? Cody says, is cybersecurity entry-level friendly? Feels a bit more specialized to me. So yeah, I would say cybersecurity, you're probably not going to get a job right off the bat being brand new and never had a tech job prior. Typically, cybersecurity is something you move into either from a help desk job or desktop support, or at least some type of tech experience, right? Brandon says going after the PNPT this week and OSCP after. Those are great certs. E-learning, cybersecurity, great field to get into. And especially if you're wanting to do like pen testing, the OSCP is a great one. And honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised not to see it on this list, honestly. And with that, just because you don't see a certificate here in my little slideshow does not mean it's not a good one, right? Whether it's a certification, a boot camp, school, university, self-learning, they're all valid paths, right? Just choose what's best for you and what you have time and money for. Certifications worked for me, but it's just my opinion and my path. Something that may have worked for me may not work for you, so please do your own research on what's best for you. Would you recommend a data analyst certification as a beginner? Yeah, absolutely, especially if you're good with like Excel and that type of stuff. I would say yeah, absolutely. Wait, that said AWS makes 120,000. Yeah, there's a few double AWS certifications on here. And by AWS, that means Amazon Web Services, right? So, for example, the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Professional Certification, people that hold that cert, their annual salary is 168,000 on average. Just wanted to share to help improve that it's doable. I'm 25, says Jasper. And Jasper's making 125,000 working at an MSP, which is really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Jasper. Afternoon Kitty, 14 years, business development, sales, and medical device, med tech startups, looking to complete and transition into SaaS. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. You definitely can do it. Nicole says, so many tech layoffs though, question mark. The tech layoffs, there was over 50, is it 50,000? Yeah, there was a lot of layoffs this past week. But honestly, if those people have a year or two of experience, which most of the people that got laid off do, they're picking up jobs within a week or two. Guaranteed. They may not be, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, those type of jobs, but there are tech jobs out there for experienced people, and it's still a hot job market even with all the layoffs. Life of Views said, could you also help with any ideas with my new setup? So I just built this Windows computer. It's got a GeForce 3080 in it, and an i7 with 32 gigabit RAM, and a cooler on top. It's the Lian Li mini case. If you're interested in seeing how I built it, I've got a little playlist in my TikTok. You're welcome to see that. For my work computer, though, I use a Mac, and I love it just because of all the scripting and infrastructure as code that I do. Mohid says Kubernetes. Yep, Kubernetes is very hot right now. Anything with containers or Docker is also worth learning. So yeah, absolutely, Kubernetes, 100%. Nick says, at Square One, haven't learned anything. What's the best way to get going? So the best way to get going is start out with something like CompTIA A+. It will teach you the fundamentals and teach you the basics of tech. Although if you're helping your friends and family fix your computer, you could probably skip A+ and do something like Network Plus. There's a guy out there, his name is Professor Messer. He has free CompTIA training videos that you can watch. Highly recommend him. I have all these links in my Discord channel under the Break Into Tech channel. So definitely check that out. All the links for my socials are in my bio. Got my Discord server in there with all this information. You'll find the link to this survey, that I'm scrolling here in this display in the career channel on my Discord server, and you can talk to me one-on-one. A lot of the questions that I'm getting are just general advice, in my opinion, and based off my experience. So please do your own research on what's best for you. But happy to talk to you one-on-one in Discord or on Instagram or DM on TikTok. But a lot of the advice I'm giving here is just general because I don't know your specific situation or, what your goals are, right? And just so you know, you see this little thing that's popped up right here. This shows levels, and I've got this little thing that you can change my lights here in the background once you reach level 2. No, you get points by commenting and sharing this live, as well as gifting. Once you reach level 2, you can trigger the Govee lights by changing it to red, green, or blue. And you can check your status by seeing the global commands here at the top. Let's see, where are we at in questions? For your info, slideshow feels a bit fast. Yeah, I've got it running every 2 seconds. I didn't want it to be slow, and I wanted it to be quick enough where you had to stay to see it. Before, I was like doing a green screen where I had this information behind me, and I'd get like 2,000 or 3,000 people in here. It was crazy. But maybe I'll slow it down. We'll see. We'll give it a little more time. This is brand new today, most of this. So I appreciate your feedback. All right. What search would you recommend the best aligns with my background? Honestly, Afternoon Kitty, it just depends what you want to get into. I would honestly just start out, if you're brand new to tech, have no tech experience, I would start out with the CompTIA A+ certification. Most of the certificates here you're seeing are typically more people with a year or two of experience. But what I'm trying to show is that it is possible to make this kind of money within a year or two. Let's see. Got a bachelor's degree in IT and a master's IT management with no work experience. What's the best certification for me, says Brian Adler. So if you already have a master's degree but you don't have any tech experience, don't worry about getting any certifications. You want to focus on getting a job. Getting that tech experience is going to trump anything, right? Work experience, that is. It's going to trump boot camp. It's going to trump certs. It's going to trump your degree. So you need to be doing 3 things when you're getting a job in IT. You need to be networking with people in the job that you want to work with. You need to be practicing your interview skills, and you need to be customizing your resume for every job that you apply for. If you do those 3 things, I guarantee you'll get a job in IT. It just takes patience and persistence, but I promise you'll get one. Life of views, you're the best. What type of camera do you use? It's great. So here in front, I have a Sony a6400, and then here off to the side, up top, I have a Elgato Facecam. Also, do you recommend the new MacBook Pro 14 versus 16? Honestly, I think the MacBook Pro, whether it's a 14 or 16, would be good either way. User 951006, are you scared of job losses? So honestly, it's something that a lot of people are worried about. I work for AWS, and they just laid off 18,000 people in Amazon. And yeah, I was worried. But it's not something that I could worry about and stress about, or it's just going to worry me to the point where I can't do my job. So if it happens, it happens. I've got a ton of experience. I get hit up by recruiters daily. I probably get 5 or 6 recruiters reaching out to me on LinkedIn a day just because of my experience. I've worked in tech for about 10 years. I've worked in cloud for about 4. I'm currently working for AWS as a technical account manager. Prior, I worked for the state of Utah as a cloud architect. So honestly, if I do get laid off, it is what it is, and I'll find another job. I'm not worried about it. But yes, it would suck. NYC says, I just passed my CCNP. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's a great cert to have, and that's one. It's actually on this list. The CCNP average is 133,000. Very cool. Congratulations. Mark, that's amazing creation. Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate it. Looks like we don't have anybody at level 2 quite yet. Once you get, I think it's 5 points, you'll be level 2, and then you can change the lights here in the background. I wonder why the follow thing's not kicking off. Usually if someone will follow me, it pops up like user blah 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 has followed. So maybe I just haven't got any follows yet. But yeah, if you guys don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, I'd really appreciate it if you're finding this helpful at all. I try to do these lives every 2 to 3 days. It's been a while since I've done them, so just trying to get back in the groove. I usually upload them to my YouTube afterwards. So if you want, you could find some of my old lives on YouTube. Typically talk about anything tech or specifically cloud related. So let's see, WSU, Shock U, thoughts on ChatGPT and future of IT. Honestly, I think ChatGPT is really cool. I actually have a couple of videos on it where I used it to generate information or infrastructure as code, aka IAC, using like Terraform, CloudFormation, and CDK. And it did a really good job. I had it generate a 3-tier web app. I've got a TikTok video on that if you want to look at it, so definitely check it out. Scotty, how are you able to go live with 2 cams? So I have a stream key. I'm not using my phone to stream. I actually have TikTok connected to OBS. There's creators out there that can get stream keys and stream with OBS like you do on Twitch. So happy to share that with you, Scotty. If you want to learn how I did it, hit me up on my Discord. All this information is in my Discord as well under the career channel. It's a survey done by a company called Skillsoft. They surveyed over 4,000 people in the United States, and this was the what they came up with. Let's see. What's the best way to study? I'm a senior desktop engineer, but I want to move into CS. says Be Easy 06. Honestly, when I'm studying for certification Be Easy, the best way I learn is I just take a full day and I'll sit down and study. I'll watch videos. For example, when I was doing my AWS certifications, I got them all within just a couple of months. I used Neil Davis's practice exams, Stephen Merrick's Udemy course, and then any topic I needed to dive deeper, I used Adrian Cantrell. I've got all these resources posted in my Discord, and I would just sit down for 8 hours at a time and study. And then I do that one day a week rather than spending a few hours a week. Or 1 to 2 hours each day studying. I found if I only studied for an hour or two each day, I kind of lost it. I kind of lost the flow. So I was able to study a full day, a full 8 hours, and that was much better for me. How can you stream from your PC? Again, I have a stream key. Happy to talk about it in my Discord more, but I basically have what they call a sponsor on TikTok where I'm able to get a TikTok stream key. Let's see. Is it a good idea to still start in IT with AI as a threat? Honestly, someone's got to make the AI. Someone's got to do the back end work. I don't see tech jobs going away anytime soon with AI. It's just going to improve our work and improve our output, right? I don't see AI taking over our jobs anytime soon. Awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. Mark, can we add you on LinkedIn? Yes, you can. Although I would recommend just adding me on Discord for now. I don't have my LinkedIn turned on at the moment. So you're not going to find me on LinkedIn currently. I should have took off that logo, but I've hibernated my LinkedIn because I've got some personal things going on and I didn't want it turned on. So the best option is either direct message me on here on TikTok. They gave me the ability to have anybody DM me now, which they used to do when TikTok very first started. But now I've got my DMs on TikTok turned on for everyone. So feel free to message me there, or you can message me on Instagram, or I have my email posted as well. I also have a resume kit. So if you go to my bio, cool, that did work. Thanks, Jay, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Very cool. But yeah, I have a resume kit posted in my bio as well. I usually don't advertise it very much at all. It's just there if you need resumes or like a little template. I've got options for students, people that are in their careers, or people just coming out of college. So definitely check that out if you need help with the resume. I also do one-on-one sessions with people. If you want me to talk to you one-on-one, happy to do that. I know the questions are coming in hot. And if I'm not able to answer your questions, I'm not skipping it on purpose. Just a lot of questions coming in. So please feel free to reach out to me directly, whether that's on Instagram, TikTok DM, emailing me, or on the Discord server. Speaking of Discord server, I should post that I'm live. Hold on, I need to do a quick post. There we go. All right, let's get back to the slideshow and see where we're at with questions. A lot of the advice I'm giving is, why is that not going away? Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, a lot of the advice I'm giving is just general advice, my own experience. Please do your own research on what's best for you. Let's see, where are we at in questions? Which cloud, AWS, Azure, or Google? Honestly, it just depends on your case and what you're trying to do. AWS has the largest market share, so you're going to find more jobs in AWS. But honestly, each cloud does its own thing unique, and depending on what you're trying to do, one may be better than the other. But if you're looking at it in simple job terms, you're going to find more jobs in AWS just because they have the largest market share in cloud. Thank you. That makes sense. This be easy. You're welcome. 8-hour study daily seems useful. Yep. You're welcome, Mark. Hey, GGG. All right. Sorry, trying to catch up on questions. There's a lot going on right now. Let's see. Sabrina, I have a bachelor's degree in arts, but I want to get into tech. What certs are easy to start with? So I actually have a degree in hotel management. So the way I got my first tech job doing desktop support was I got CompTIA certified. So I did CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. The only one I maintain of those now is Security Plus. But if you're just starting out and breaking into tech, check out CompTIA A+, and check out ProfessorMesser.com. Professor Messer does free YouTube training videos for all the CompTIA certifications. These certifications that you're seeing here are typically for people with at least a year or two of experience in tech, and typically, that's why they're making six figures, is they have at least a year or two of experience. Maybe starting out entry level, for example, my desktop support job, I started out anywhere between 40 and 60,000, moved up to system admin, making about 75,000, cloud engineer about 85 to 90,000, and then cloud architect 6 figures plus, and now at AWS as a technical account manager, over 6 figures easily. Let's see. Man, I failed the CO3. I need some helps and tips. Thanks for any advice. Lab Night 89. Do you mean the Solutions Architect Professional Cert? Really appreciate it. Those of you that are sharing and liking, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't currently make any money from TikTok. All this is just kind of on my own, and not really making any money off of it. It's just a passion project of mine, sharing with people. It looks like Mark Always Run, you're level 2 now. So if you do the Govee commands, you can change my lights here in the background now. Just type exclamation point commands, and you'll see the commands that you can trigger as level 2. You have to be level 2 to do it, which you can see right here. Mark is level 2. You get points by sharing, gifting, and commenting. How long have you been in tech, says Mark? And thanks for the roses. She nice, really appreciate it. I've been in tech for about 10 years. I've been in cloud for about 4. My first job was a desktop support engineer. And those of you that are helping each other out in the chat, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I was trying to read the comments off my computer, but it's not going as quick. It keeps pausing. So let me read it from here. Let's see. AGWI says it's too hard to get a job with certification alone. They want people with relevant degree. I would say yes, but no. There are some companies that still require degrees, but it's becoming less and less of a thing to need a degree to get a job. Nice, Mark. Very cool. Very cool. Once you reach level 2, you can do what Mark just did by changing the Govee lights to Govee blue, green, or red. Very cool. I'm trying to make it fun for people in here while I'm answering questions, give you guys something to do, and that's one of the things that I set up. So, have you learned any programming? Yes, Charlie. I know Python. I know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I use Python daily in my job. Where should I start if I can't go back to school? Says Base 78. You very cool. Mark is going hard on the commands. So I would say base 78. If you can't afford school, certifications are a great option. Self-study is a great option, or even a boot camp. What's your YouTube called? Link is in my bio. You can find it all there, or you can find it by going to my website here as well. How long does CompTIA A Plus take to complete on average, says Nick Carlin? Honestly, depending on your study habits, it could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple months plus, right? Let's see. Those of you that are helping out each other in the chat, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you guys helping each other out. Again, I'm trying to answer everyone's questions, but it's hard to get to everyone's. So I really appreciate you guys answering each other's questions, especially if you know the answer. Love having a community that supports each other. Amaru says, what do you think of WizLabs? I think WizLabs is great. I honestly use a Cloud Guru more, though. I also use Udemy to get Stefan Merrick and Neil Davis's courses for AWS. And then I also have Adrian Cantrell's courses as well, if I need to dive deep on a topic. Let's see. Idal Avu. I'm really good at math. What are some good tech certs for this skill? I would say maybe not tech certifications if you're good at math. I would say maybe look into programming or being a software engineer or web developer. If you're good with math, you probably that logical thinking and programming would come very quick to you. And in that way, you could basically, instead of doing certifications as a software engineer, you would be focusing on doing building a portfolio and building projects to showcase to recruiters and hiring managers. Let's see. Do you know Terraform, says Rand OX1? Yes, I do. I actually am learning CDK for Terraform, aka CDK-TF. It's a way to implement Terraform through their CDK. So I'm actually learning that now via Python. I actually got made fun of for my bachelor's degree. I tried getting an internship in IT, says Breeze. Breeze, don't let that get you down. I have a degree in hospitality. I got a certification in CompTIA A+. I showed that I was able to fix computers. I was helping my friends and family do it, and I got a job doing desktop support. Recruiters don't even look at a resume when they don't see non-irrelevant degree. I disagree. On the entry-level jobs, especially if it's like help desk, desktop support, they're not looking for degrees. Maybe some companies out there do require a bachelor's degree, but it's becoming less and less of a thing to require a degree. Edward Snowden 305. I'm a security engineer. During the interview process, they told me school doesn't matter to us, certs do. See, again, it's another employer preference. I've seen some employers say, hey, if you have certs, we don't even want to talk to you, because they think people get a big ego and they say, oh, look, I have all these certifications, hire me, you owe me this amount of money. That's not what I'm trying to say with this. What I'm trying to show with this is if you are certified, it is possible to make this kind of money. But again, there's employers out there that say, hey, we like certs. And there's some employers that say, hey, we don't like certs, or we do. It's just really dependent on employers, honestly. I don't know yet. AU says, I'm studying for cybersecurity at university at the moment. Should I focus on certs or a portfolio prior to grad? Honestly, I would just focus on getting your cybersecurity degree and then maybe even pick up a part-time help desk job. That way, when you come out of school, you already have a little bit of work experience. But I wouldn't really worry about certifications or anything like that if you're already in university. Richard Jewell says, most software development jobs want to see experience. I found absolutely. And even if that's, just showing them your portfolio and stuff that you've done on your own, totally okay there as well. Let's see. What is the fastest way to become a site reliability engineer, says Double Gate System. Honestly, you're going to need some type of tech experience prior, whether that's desktop support or system admin before, and then you can jump to SRE position, but you're not going to jump right into SRE as brand new to tech. So you're going to need to be a system admin, QA, desktop support, help desk before you jump into SRE. Let's see. Do you need to be good at programming to be an AWS engineer? So Amazon Web Services, depending on what type of engineer, like if you're a DevOps engineer, it's probably helpful to know Python, right? If you're a software engineer, then yeah, you're probably going to want to know some programming language. If you're just like a cloud engineer, maybe not so much, but it would be helpful to know some sort of scripting. But not necessarily full-on programmer, right? AMOX says, what are your thoughts on all the recent layoffs with some of the biggest tech companies? So I actually work for Amazon Web Services, aka AWS. Amazon laid off 18,000 people this week. Google laid off 10,000 people. Microsoft laid off 10,000 people, and a bunch of other layoffs, right? So it's crazy right now, but people with experience that are getting laid off are picking up jobs within just a few days, within a few weeks. I've seen, a ton of people getting laid off, but there is tons of jobs outside of the big tech companies, and people still looking for, recruiters still looking for people for those jobs. I get hit up on LinkedIn probably 3 or 4 times a day by recruiters looking for cloud architects, cloud engineers, technical account managers. So there's still tons of work out there. It is scary, and it is hard for those that have been laid off, and I empathize with them. But typically those with experience are going to land on their feet. Again, thank you guys for helping each other out in the chat. Really appreciate it. Again, I'm trying to answer all your questions, but there's just a lot of people in here right now. If I don't get your question or comment, not skipping it, please feel free to reach out to me directly by reaching out to me on TikTok. You can reach out to me on my Discord server, or I have all my info posted in my bio as well. Cody, could you tell me about companies that prefer certs? I've been unlucky with my search, says AGWI. Honestly, it just really depends on what you want to do for work and the company. I've seen even within companies, right? Some hiring managers like certs, some don't. So I couldn't really give you a list of companies that prefer certs, but they're out there, I promise. Edward Snowden 305 says, if anyone is in Miami and looking for a job, they're looking for help desk, sysadmin, and AWS cloud. See, right there. People are still looking for work, looking for people to hire. So definitely worth looking. And the biggest thing, I got one of my first jobs, desktop support, by meeting someone on a Discord server. They were hiring just like Edward Snowden said. And I reached out to them, gave them my resume. They introduced me to the hiring manager. It got me bypast the ATS system, the automatic resume reviewing system. And I was able to get an interview, and then I was able to showcase my skills. So, in things like, in this TikTok live, if you guys hit up Edward Snowden, you're looking for a help desk, sysadmin, or AWS cloud in Miami, you might get a job. Let's see. Mark is still the only one at level 2. You'll see him right here at level 2. Once you reach level 2, I think it's 5 points. So AG, you're almost 1 point away. You get points by chatting, sharing, and gifting. And then once you get level 2, you can run the commands and change my lights and stuff. It's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Where are we at? AG says, I have an AS in electrical engineering technology. Would it be easier to transition to cybersecurity? Honestly, yeah, I think you would be able to transition to cybersecurity. You'd probably want to pick up some other tech job first, but you may be able to get an entry level like SOC analyst role or something like that. Iceman's Forever says he's looking for tech support in UK. Hit him up. Mark says, what's your dream role? Honestly, cloud architect was my dream role. I don't have a dream role currently. I work as a TAM now, and I do some architect work, but I don't do as much technical work as what I used to. And I think I want to get back to that. So maybe like a DevOps role or something like that, or maybe a solutions architect role. All right, where are we at with questions? Again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, it keeps people coming in, keeps the conversation going. A lot of the advice I'm giving is just my own personal experience, my own advice, whether it's schooling, university, doing certifications, doing a boot camp, or self-study. They're all viable paths. Just choose what you have time and money for. Certs happen to work for me, so that's why I talk about certs. It's been my experience. I currently work as a technical account manager. I have 6 certifications. I have CompTIA Security Plus, Google Cloud Engineer, and 5 AWS certifications, among those being the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Pro, which averages $168,000. I can vouch for that salary. I'm close to that as far as total compensation goes. So it is possible to make this kind of money in tech. I'm just trying to show that, within a year or two of experience in tech, you can make this kind of money. What I'm not saying is just go getting these certifications is going to guarantee you a job, nor is it going to guarantee you this type of money. But it is possible to do, especially based on where you live, your cost of living, things like that. Where I got this information was a place called Skillsoft. They did a survey of 4,000 people across the U.S. Most people held multiple certifications, and they had multiple years of experience. For example, someone that held a CompTIA Security Plus, they averaged like 6 figures plus, but they also held other certifications as well. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and sharing and following this. I really appreciate it. Feel free to join the Discord channel. We're always posting jobs. Someone had a discount Google Cloud certification voucher earlier this week, things like that. I post all sorts of resources about getting certifications, things in your career, programming resources. I post my favorite instructors. I have all my gear posted in the Discord. So feel free to join that if you're a Discord member. Otherwise, you can check out my link in my bio. I also have links there as well. Tony says, looking to get back into tech, network admin, studying for CCNE. Any advice? So if I would not do the CCNE right off, I would start with maybe the CCNA. CCNA is going to be the more entry level. CCNE is usually a few levels up. So I would start with CCNA before I did the CCNE. Moxic, I've signed up for AWS Partner Program, 7-week Solution Architect Associate Group course. Very cool. AWS has a lot of free training resources out there. Definitely worth looking into. Again, thank you guys for helping each other out in the chat. Really appreciate it. Really love seeing you guys talk and help each other out. Which is more lucrative, Google IT or Salesforce certs? Honestly, you're probably going to find That's a good question. I wouldn't say one's more lucrative over the other, but one's going to fit you better, right? I do work in Salesforce, but I'm not Salesforce certified or an admin by any means. But if that's the work you want to do, then get Salesforce certified. Just because you don't see a cert on here doesn't mean it's not a good one. These just happen to be certifications that people had that had high paying salary, average salaries, right? So I think Google or Salesforce would be definitely, but either one would be good, worth getting. Just depends on what you want to do in your career and job. Edward Stone, we have the same PC fans, RGB streamer cables. Nice. I built this a couple months ago. It'd been a while since I built a PC. And I wanted to build one. So I got the Lillian Lee mini PC. I did a little TikTok series on it. I have a playlist if you want to go watch it. It was my first Windows computer in quite some time. I work on a Mac day to day, but I wanted to get more of a gaming computer. I hadn't gamed in forever. As you can see, I've got like Oculus and my Xbox controller and stuff. So I started gaming more because I haven't gamed forever. But yeah, so I decided to build a PC. Finally could afford a good one. But yeah, I use a Mac day to day for work. What made you go from hotel management to tech, says Mark. So I have a degree in hotel management right out of college. In college, I worked at Marriott. Graduated college, worked at 5-star Marriott, and just got sick of being the manager. And I was the one that, they went to the front desk. They always asked for the manager. I was that manager they got to talk to. So I was sick of getting yelled at the hotels when people's stay went wrong. Usually when there's one thing went wrong, their entire stay just was terrible. And I got the one to get the brunt of it. I just got sick of it. It was because people are mean. And so I did web design through college. That's how I paid for my degree. Honestly, I regret not getting a CS degree. I chose hotel degree because I only had to do up to Math 1030. So I just chose the easiest 4-year degree. I didn't move because I didn't want to add more time to my degree. I just wanted to get a bachelor's degree and get out. And so I did hotels for about another few years after I graduated college, got sick of it, moved into tech. My twin brother at the time already worked into tech. He helped me get a job at a place called DigiCert doing SSL certificates. And that was one of my first tech jobs. So just sick of people at hotels. And I'm over 30 is how old I am. Cody, I appreciate your very positive group you have here. Thank you, AG. Really appreciate you being here. Appreciate everyone being here. I try to do these lives every few days. I've been kind of quiet. Usually you have a couple thousand people in here. But again, I'm just trying to pick up on the TikTok stuff again. The holidays got busy. Work got busy. Getting the flow of things again. So AG, you actually are level 2 now. You can see if you want to see the commands that you can do, just type this here. You can change the lights to green to blue to red. Very cool. Let's see. Could you share how you got your first job in cloud? Absolutely. So I was working at the state of Utah. I was a desktop support person, basically equivalent to help desk, but doing more hardware work. And I got into learning a tool called SCCM, which is a Windows management tool for doing Windows updates and pushing out software to computers. The person that managed it previously left, so I kind of took the initiative to learn it, became a system admin. When I became a system admin, I started not only working on people's laptops and desktops, but I also started doing Windows updates for servers. Once I started doing Windows updates for servers, I then became a system admin, and then not only was doing Windows servers, but Linux servers. And we also needed to push out virtual desktops. So I pushed out virtual desktops with VMware, ESXi, to our enterprise. And then we wanted to transition to cloud. So I learned AWS Workspaces, which is AWS's virtual desktop, as well as AppStream. learned that really well. Got my first AWS certificate or cloud certification, and then became a cloud engineer. So, it just kind of transitioned like that. I went from desktop support to, desktop support to server admin to cloud engineer to cloud architect, all within the same organization within about 3 years. So I just got really lucky. I was able to move up. It seemed like about the time I was learning something, someone above me in the position I was kind of shooting for had left, so I was able to kind of move up as I went. It was really cool. And it's a very common path for people to take too, from going help desk to system admin to cloud engineer to cloud architect. Very common, very, very common. Do you think CCNA is a good way for someone in security? CCNA is definitely worth learning because that networking skills not a lot of people have, and it would help you in like cloud security, that type of thing. But if you're wanting to do like pen testing, I mean, the networking knowledge would be beneficial, but I don't know if I'd get certified if you're going for a security role. But just knowing what the CCNA teaches you would be valuable. Do you ever see any entry-level solutions architects? So not really. Usually solutions architects are usually people with more experience, more senior people. However, for example, Amazon, they have associate solutions architects, basically internship level solutions architect, where you're basically helping other senior solutions architects do their job and kind of learning the role. So there are like that type of thing where you're entry level solutions internship kind of solutions architect. But most of the solutions architect roles out there are going to be more senior. AG, what search should I need to transition to cybersecurity or cloud? Job ads requirements, which I'm not aware of. Honestly, I would just either do something like CompTIA Security Plus or AWS Solutions Architect Associate would be the certs I would look into. Is this going live? Is this live going on your YouTube? Yes, it is. I do post these lives on my YouTube afterwards. I do have multiple lives already posted there as well. I usually do it right after or a day or two after I do the live. So just give me a little bit of time and you'll see this live on my YouTube. Looks like we have Mark, AG, and Edward Snowden all at level 2. They can do the commands, the system commands to changing my lights, as well as a few other things. You get points by sharing, liking, and gifting. Once you're level 2, I think it's only 5 points to be level 2, you can change the Govee lights. To do it, AG, you have to do exclamation point, Govee red. But it's already red, so don't do red. Do like blue or green.
A new follower.
All right, let's see. Sorry, a lot of questions and comments coming in. You guys are great. Really appreciate it. If you don't mind giving me a few double taps on the screen, I'd also appreciate it. Sorry, AG. You have to do an explanation point, kind of like right there. All right, where are we at? Finally got it. Nice. Good job, AG. Sorry. Do you have any networking certs? No, I do not. I did do the Network Plus cert once upon a time, so I have that knowledge, but I haven't done any Cisco certs or anything like that. Nitty Sophia, so you don't actually know which area in tech you wanted to be in? No, honestly, I just started at help desk, and then I kind of was like, I wanted to do cybersecurity at the time, but then I didn't want to do all the reporting that I learned about. So then I kind of moved more over to system admin. Once I learned to system admin, I was like, oh, cloud seems cool. So I started shooting that way. But honestly, just starting at a help desk job, you kind of learn the different areas and then you can kind of move your way up from there. Help desk system admin to like cloud administrator, cloud engineer, cloud architect, networking. Honestly, just depends what you want to do. That's motivating. I just turned 27. I'm getting out of the military, have Security Plus and AZ900. Mark, do you happen to have top security clearance as well? If you have a security clearance coming out of the military, you will definitely be able to find a job. Those are very, very sought after. Otherwise, if you don't, there's a lot of really cool military programs out there, especially in tech. Check out the Cyber Mentor. He came out of the military and does cybersecurity, and he has a lot of really cool programs. And there's a lot of really neat incentives for people in the military. Fresh G Nice says, I'm learning Azure Cloud. What do you think? If your company uses Azure, learn Azure. If your company uses Google Cloud, learn Google Cloud. If you don't know what cloud to learn and you're not in tech currently and your company doesn't learn the cloud, then learn AWS. The reason why I say that is AWS has the largest market share in cloud, so you're going to find more. You're going to find more jobs in AWS, right? Just because of that reason. But learning one will help you learn the others because they're all similar in the services they offer. They just have different namings more than anything. All right, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, I'd really appreciate it. You earn more points that way. Also, you earn points by following me and sharing this live. And then when you get points, you can run some commands and changing the lights, for example. Yep. Let's see. Edward Snowden says, oh my gosh, reporting and auditing are so annoying when it comes to security. Yeah, that's what put me off. Usually you don't jump right into being like a pen tester in cybersecurity. You do analyst jobs. And analyst jobs are boring. It's so much reporting and so much like looking at logs and just a ton of paperwork and just totally put me off from doing security. I wanted to jump right into pen testing, but obviously you have to, work your way up to that. So that's why I moved into cloud. Let's see. Certified Scrum Master Owner is an easy cert, no test, just a 2-day class, says Amaru. Very cool. These certs here that I'm showing are certs that you get by learning the subject matter, and you don't get a cert by completing the course. You have to then go pay for an exam that's proctored, whether it's at home or at a testing center, and then you get the certification. So there's a little more weight in these certifications rather than just taking a course and getting certified by getting a complete certification of completion. These are certs that test your knowledge, and then you get certified by taking an exam that you pay for. What's the name of the guy, the cyber guru? The Cyber Mentor. Cybersecurity mentor, the Cyber Mentor. The Cyber Mentor. Just the cybermentor.com. His name is Heath. He actually runs his own security academy called TCM. And he also has his own certifications as well, which is really cool. But yeah, the Cyber Mentor is really good if you're interested in cybersecurity. Again, he was also in the military. I love getting those pop-ups and hearing the sound when the colors change. It always catches me off guard. I hit level 3. Nice. I need to add more like actions and like things to do other than that. Like that took forever to set up the actions. I've got like a webhook where it ties into that to do that. And I need to add more stuff for hitting higher levels. But right now I've just got, once you hit level 2, you can change the lights is all. I haven't had the time to set more stuff up. There's like the Tickfinity thing that does like all this overlays. They've got like where you can do like a Wheel of Fortune game and like some other stuff. I just haven't set it up yet. Just got the #1 gifter badge. Very cool. Davies Grant. I also have subscription on here, kind of like a Twitch subscription, which you can subscribe, and then you get special Tech Cody emotes that you can use, as well as other things. Looks like AG just hit level 3 as well. Very cool. But yeah, if you subscribe to me on TikTok, maybe we'll start doing some subscriber only lives. Before, when I was doing these lives, like I said, I was hitting like 2,000 or 3,000 people. Right now we have a small group, which is totally cool because I can answer most of you guys' questions. But yeah, once we get going again, we'll be pretty busy. Cody, which cert really helps you land the job in cloud? Honestly, I did the Google Cloud Engineer cert, which is the one up from Fundamental. So the Fundamental GCP one is Digital Cloud Leader, which is on this list. And then the AWS one is Cloud Practitioner. Those are the fundamental cloud certs. But the one up from those are either the Google Cloud Engineer or the AWS Solutions Architect Associate. So either one of those certs would be really good to get if you're looking to get into the cloud. So it's Solutions Architect Associate or the GCP Cloud Engineer. I would shoot for the Cloud Associate right here. Is going to be the most sought after cloud cert, period. And it's a good cert to get just to learn cloud. Thanks for the roses, Dave's Grant. Really appreciate it. Very cool. Edward, I've only got red, blue, and green. That's why white didn't work. I haven't set up all the colors. I've only got red, blue, and green. Let's see. After IT support, how to get into a cloud position. So again, something like this Certified Solutions Architect Associate would be a good cert to get and help you transition into like a cloud engineer role. AG, about VMware, what exactly did you do? Did you actually just create the virtual desktops or just use it? So I actually helped transition from VMware Horizon, where all our virtual machines were, to Citrix Cloud, Citrix desktops, which we hosted in Google Cloud. So I helped transition our VMware on-prem to Google Cloud and using Citrix instead of VMware. But we also did host some VMware stuff in Google Cloud's VMware solution. How long did it take you to learn Python and how did you learn it? So a cloud guru bought Linux Academy. linuxacademy.com had some really great Python courses. So I used, so basically still use a cloud guru to learn Python. Honestly, I'm still learning. My knowledge of Python is like, I can write a 1-page script to do something, right? Like I can write a script to say, hey, go pull IP addresses from all our AWS EC2 instances and then shove it into a spreadsheet in like Google Sheets or something. Or I've made scripts to like go pull our Active Directory users and then compare it to our MDM devices database, and then delete devices if they're no longer in AD. So I don't like it. Those are usually like, 50-line scripts, maybe at most, but beyond that, I'm learning AWS CDK and CDK for Terraform right now, where we're doing infrastructure as code more. And so honestly, I'm still learning Python. I kind of stopped using it day to day. So if you're not using it day to day, you're going to lose a lot of the stuff you learn. But I would say it probably took me a few months to just get the basics of Python down. And then when I'm just writing, a script or something, I'm still Googling on, how to do something or troubleshooting errors and things like that. What do you think of Proxmox? It's good. I honestly use VMware ESXi for my home lab. I have a couple Dell servers that I run my media servers on, like Couch Potato. I download NZB files, which are kind of like similar to downloading torrents. But I have, instead of Plex, I use this thing called, what is it called? What is that called? It's like Jetty or something. Gosh, I can't remember what it's called. I don't use Plex anymore. I use a different app to watch my movies that I download. I can't remember the name of it. And it's not in my bookmarks for some weird reason. But yeah, I have like Usenet servers, Access that I run, Radar, Sonar, Reader, those type of things to get my media. Half Steppin', how do you suggest to get experience as a newbie? Best thing I could say, if you have no tech experience, never had a tech job, you're not helping your friends and family build computers and troubleshooting, that type of stuff. If you're brand new to tech, CompTIA A+ is where you want to start. And then you're going to use ProfessorMesser.com to study for it. Professor Messer has free YouTube training videos that you can use to learn CompTIA A+ and learn the fundamentals of tech. Join my Discord server. Check out my Break Into Tech channel. I have all these links that I'm talking about posted there. So definitely check out the Break Into Tech channel, as well as the career channel on my Discord, where I have a lot of this info already listed. How do you study for certs? What's your method? So rather than take like an hour or two each day to study, I'll actually take a full 8-hour day and sit down and study, because I'm able to focus more. I'm able to get through much more content. I feel like an hour or two every day, I just get started and in the flow, and then I stop. So taking a full day once a week, I'm able to get much more done, able to observe it more, and it's concrete more. So when I was studying for my AWS certifications, I did Stefan Merrick's Udemy course, and then I would do Neil Davis's practice exams on Udemy. And then any topic I needed to dive deep on, I used Adrian Cantrell's course. I have AWS certifications, but I don't have a practical how to build a portfolio. So I actually check out the Cloud Resume Challenge. I'm not associated with it at all, but basically you walk through either in AWS, Azure, or GCP, or maybe even DigitalOcean, where you're building a static website, you're setting up DNS, you're setting up a database, API, you're going to maybe do some infrastructure as code, and maybe even do a little CI/CD pipeline for updating the website. So definitely check out Cloud Resume Challenge. Again, I'm not associated with it. I have no tie to it at all. But check it out if you're wanting to build some practical knowledge. It does cost money, but you could do it for free, kind of. But I think the ebook that walks step by step through it costs money. It's like $20 or something like that. Me and the cloud lead use PowerShell to pull in all the IPs into AWS and store it into NetBox. Nice. We use Infoblox for our IP management. But yeah, I mean PowerShell, PowerShell bash scripting, tons of great tools to use. The AWS CLI, stuff like that, right? Is your job in cloud really reliant on able to code? It was when I was like a cloud engineer and, doing infrastructure as code, but not really as a cloud architect. You don't need to be a full-on programmer, but having some PowerShell or bash scripting knowledge is going to be super helpful in the cloud, right? Python, even more so, right? If you know Python, the easier things are going to be to automate and learning stuff like Terraform and the CLI. Mark, always up. Welcome back. You didn't lose your points. Don't worry about that. Still number one. Got that crown on right there. Looks like we got Edward Snowden, I. Davies Grant, AGWI, and Mark always on as our top 4. And as level 2, they can run the commands, which is pretty cool. Looks like I keep clicking off of the PowerPoint, so it keeps scrolling. Stop scrolling. But yeah, do you know the AWS CLI? Yes, I do.
A new follower.
Thanks for the follow, Dopex61. Appreciate it. But yes, I do know the AWS CLI. I'm currently learning CDK for TF now. Do you guys hear that sound when it comes through? Like when Edward did the blue, it's playing Abadi Abadai and blue. And then when the follower popped up, it said, thanks for the follow. Do you guys hear that? Okay, cool. Let's see. Is it possible to work 2 different cloud jobs? So there is a subreddit and a Discord that it's called Overemployed. Highly worth checking it out. One of my friends, her name's Gabrielle Judge. She works at Wix as a I think maybe she doesn't anymore. She used to work at Wix as a CS representative, and she's always getting hit up on the Overemployed Discord because she's always talking about it. And it's like, you're not supposed to talk. It's like Fight Club. You're not supposed to talk about Overemployed because Overemployed is kind of like voodoo for some people. But yes, there are tons of people out there working multiple full-time tech jobs basically at the same time, right? So what that means is they have job 1, job 2, job 3, sometimes even job 4, and they're only working 40 hours total, but they're working basically those 4 jobs all at the same time and getting paid 4 salaries, right? So yeah, there is possible to work 2 different cloud jobs. There's people out there doing it. Check out the Overemployed Discord and the Overemployed Reddit. It's insane. What's TF? Terraform, sorry. So when I'm saying CDK TF, I mean I'm learning the cloud development kit for Terraform, which is basically using Python to deploy Terraform. After AWS Cloud Solutions Architect, what else do you recommend to get? So after the Solutions Architect Associate, there is the SysOps cert, there's the Developer cert, and then there's the Professional Associate, the Professional Solutions Architect. And then there's specialty certs. So once you finish the associate level cert, you can then do the professional ones, and then you can do the specialty. Like there's security specialty, there's a DevOps professional, there's big data specialty, stuff like that. So the reason why I have so many AWS certs is because I work at AWS and I was trying to collect all 14. There's people out there that get like a golden jacket once you get all 14 AWS certs, and I was trying to shoot for that. So I kind of stopped at 5. I still need to do the other ones. Can I get a job without a high school degree or college degree? Yes, you can. If you're already doing customer service like retail, stuff like that, you can actually get a help desk job fairly easily. If you already have that customer service experience, that's 90% of a help desk job. They'll teach you the tech part, right? It does help to have like a CompTIA A plus to, kind of show that you do already know some fundamentals. But I guarantee you, if you already have customer service experience, you can pick up a help desk job. And then you can then move your way up from there. It's becoming less and less of a thing to need a degree. Although there are companies out there that do require a degree or at least a high school diploma. So it's just going to vary on company to company. What a deal. The AWS practitioner, is that valuable? So the cloud practitioner is the fundamental AWS cert, and it teaches the very low level basics of AWS. If you're a manager or brand new to cloud and you just want to speak the lingo and know, what the cloud is about, then yeah, the cloud practitioner is a good cert to get. Otherwise, if you're already kind of a little bit familiar with cloud, I would say probably skip it and do something like the Solutions Architect Associate instead. Tumain Limda, what camera are you using? So here in front, I have a Sony 6400, and then up here to the side, I have a Facecam, Elgato Facecam. I have all the gear that you see here everywhere is posted in my bio under my tech gear section. I've also got it posted in my Discord as well under my tech gear channel. Any of the info we're talking about here, this list of certs is posted in the Discord channel. Any of my gear, I have a resume kit that you guys can get for if you need help with resume, for one-on-one video meetings if you guys want to talk. A lot of the advice I'm giving is just general advice, my opinion, my experience. I don't know a whole lot about you guys individually or everyone individually. So when I'm answering questions, I'm just giving general advice. If you want one-on-one, more personalized advice, you want to talk about your goals and then get, feel free to hit me up on TikTok DM, Instagram, or in the Discord, or even email me. All that info is in my bio. Feel free to hit me up there. Usually after I do a live like this, I'm getting hit up quite a bit. So just give me a little bit and I promise I'll get back to you. Can I use AWS Secret Manager to rotate secrets instead of having them hard-coded? Yes, absolutely. That's what Secret Manager is for, and it's the preferred way of doing things rather than storing, access keys and things like that in your code. You can retrieve them through Secret Manager and store them there, especially like RDS passwords, things like that. Nick Carlin, what are some examples of a help desk job? So a help desk job, you're helping with mainly doing tickets on phones, chats, and emails, helping people reset their passwords, helping people, troubleshoot monitor issues, connecting to the VPN, connecting to the internet. Maybe they're having problems with their laptop turning on, that type of stuff. Those are some examples of things you do as a help desk person. AGWI, I have an AS in electrical engineering and what would you recommend to get the Bachelor of Science or certs? Let's see. I have an AS in electrical engineering and would you recommend going to get the BS or certs? Honestly, it depends what you want to do job-wise. It would be beneficial if you're already halfway, if you're still in school, I would say still get your bachelor's. Honestly, I probably wouldn't stop halfway through your degree. I would still get a bachelor's. Let's get him to 10K likes, said Hardward Snowden. Awesome. It's been a while since I've commented on that. We just hit 10.2, which is really cool. If you guys don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, really appreciate it. If I'm helping you out, you think this knowledge is useful, you guys are awesome. Really appreciate being here. Honestly, I don't make any money from doing these lives. I do offer resume kit and one-to-one meetings, but honestly, that stuff never sells. So mostly just doing this as a passion project. I love sharing my knowledge, help people get into tech. So you guys are great. Really appreciate y'all being here. What should a high school student do to be outstanding in AWS while in school? Honestly, I'd get your CompTIA A plus certification, Network Plus, and maybe Security Plus, and then maybe even the AWS Solutions Architect Associate. But yeah, I would just start with CompTIA A plus. DopeHex61 says graduating soon, wondering if beginner cert or should I go straight for a cloud cert? If you're graduating college, DopeHex, I would try to get a job before getting a certificate. Because that work experience is going to be more critical than getting certified. If you have a hard time getting a job, then maybe look at going to get certified. But I would try to work on getting an entry-level tech job coming right out of college. But if you're coming out of high school, then start enrolling in college and maybe use, yeah, exactly like Mark said, dual enroll in college and start studying for A+. Better yet, maybe even get a part-time help desk job while in college. Zealot221, welcome back. I think I recognize your username. Quick question. I bought a CompTIA A+ guide for exam 901, 902. Does it help in the new exam? Yes, absolutely. So just because you have a book, that's for the previous version of the exam or the older exam guide, it's still going to be relevant. 90% of the exam is going to be the same. Only 10% is usually different. So definitely still worth studying that. You don't necessarily need to go buy the updated version is what I'm trying to get at. Maybe just watch Professor Messer's YouTube videos on the newer sections, but and those are free. But other than that, if you've already bought for an older version, don't worry about picking up newer ones. I already have 2 years as a desktop support intern. Awesome. Then your next thing is either going to be getting a full-time help desk job or going to college. Honestly, I regret not getting a CS degree. I have a bachelor's degree in hotel management. A CS degree would have been helpful, but it's not necessary, right? Everyone has their own path. Just choose what you have time and money for. Like if you're having to pay rent, DopeHex, and you have to have a job, then get an IT help desk job full time, right? But if you have the time and money to go to college, you're getting scholarships, your parents are helping you, that type of stuff, you have the money for school, then definitely get a degree, right? Cody, what's your LinkedIn? I have all my socials posted in my bio. Just click on that link. However, my LinkedIn is disabled currently. I'll kick it back on here soon. I've got some reasons. I've got it hibernated for now. So you're not going to find me at LinkedIn. I know the logo shows here, but the LinkedIn shut off right now for some personal reasons. I'll turn it back on here soon. But for now, just join the Discord. Follow me here on TikTok. Maybe reach out to me on Instagram or the Discord server. The Beard of Knowledge, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, you get points by liking, you get points for sharing, you get points for gifting. Once you reach level 2, like Mark, AG, Edward, Snowden, and Davies Grant, then you are able to change like my lights and do the global commands. Let's see, 17 years of experience in IT from tech, DevOps. Cody knows what's up. The Moral Priest. Thanks, man. Really appreciate or not man. Sorry, I should say not say man. Changed it to red. Very cool. I love it. But yeah, thanks, the Moral Priest. Really appreciate it. You're awesome. Avengers, it says use emulators like EveNG, GNS3, or Cisco Packet Tracer or Modeling Labs for labbing network stuff. Absolutely. Though when I studied for my networking plus, I went and bought a rack of networking equipment, right? And yeah, it was cool to have like the hardware and like being able to physically plug in and using, physically plugging into things. But honestly, things like EVE-NG or Packet Tracer GNS3, if you're learning networking, those are more than sufficient to learning networking, and they're great tools in doing so. So absolutely. All right, let's see. Thank you for the LinkedIn update. You're welcome. Duke Boat Engineering 1. Are Stephen Merrick and Neil Davis courses beneficial for passing Cloud Practitioner? Can you explain how? Yes, absolutely. So what I did when I was studying for all of my AWS certs, I have the Cloud Practitioner up to the Solution Architect Professional. So I have 5 AWS. I did the Stephen Merrick Udemy course for each cert, and then I would follow those up by the Neil Davis practice exams on Udemy. Once I started getting 80%, 75 to 80% on the practice exams, I then knew I was ready for the actual certification, and I did very well on it. The practice exams actually were harder than the actual exam. So once you start getting 80% on those Neil Davis practice exams, your money, you're ready to go. And then if there's any topic that you're just like not getting, or, Steven, he just covers the bare minimum that you need to know for passing. And that's all I wanted. But if you really want to dive deep on a topic, check out Adrian Cantrell. He has got some great courses and more, I would say, practical knowledge, right? Steven and Nil, their courses are geared straight for passing the exam. Adrian's courses are, not only passing the exam, but more practical day-to-day knowledge, right? All right, let's see. I possibly could go full-time where I am, but I'm not sure if should continue or move on. Honestly, if you have time to do school, Dope Hex 61, I would shoot for a bachelor's degree. I had a great time at college. It was an experience that, just getting a bachelor's degree, no matter what it was in, was valid at the time. And I'm grateful for it. I had tons of fun at college. So if that's an experience you want in your life, then go for it. But if I'm becoming more and more of the type that's, you can get by without a degree. You can get by without spending all that money on school. But, I had scholarships my first 2 years, and so I didn't have to pay for it. I just had to pay for my living expenses, and, it was good. But, I'm having more and more of a difficult time saying go spend $4,000 to $5,000 a year on a 4-year degree. Are there labs in the Solutions Architect Associate? No, there's not. The only one that has labs is the SysOps certification. What do you think about Google laying off their employees? Do you think there's good job security? Says Zealot. So Google, those of you that don't know, Google laid off 10,000 people. Microsoft laid off 10,000 people. And Amazon laid off 18,000 people, and as well as a few other companies this week. So yeah, it sucks. The economy is just that way right now. Looks like Google didn't even, from what I was hearing, it was no rhyme or reason. Like, people that were performing very well got laid off, and some people that weren't didn't. So it was very random. So yeah, the layoffs happened. It's scary, but people that have a few years of experience, especially those jobs like software engineering, DevOps, cloud, those type of jobs, they're going to land on their feet. People are getting jobs within a week or two of getting laid off. Recruiters might have a harder time. HR people might have a harder time. But those specific tech jobs, engineers, software engineers, developers, cloud engineers, architects, project managers, those people are going to land on their feet. and then get a job very quickly after being laid off. So yes, it's scary, but there's still tons of jobs out there. It may not be at a big tech company. It may be at a startup or smaller company, and you may not be getting paid near as much, but I promise there's jobs out there. I'm getting hit up by recruiters 3 or 4 times a day still, looking for people that have my experience. Hang on, I've got to grab a drink real quick. We've been going for about an hour, so just bear with me. I just got a Arizona right here, so one sec. Let's see, how long have we been going? We've been going for an hour and a half. Holy crap. We've got over 1,200 views. Only 2 new followers, though. That kind of sucks. Got 9 diamonds, which is all right. We are at 13,000 likes, which is pretty cool. Again, I kind of just do this as a passion project. Don't really do this for the pay. Just doing it for the fun. Love sharing my experience and knowledge with you guys. And helping people get into tech and learn more about it. All right, where are we at? Graduating in spring with a BS in informatics. Very cool. Honestly, just having a bachelor's degree is probably all you need. And then you can get into tech. Like I said, I have a degree in hotel management. So, best place to study basic level test. I don't know what you mean by that. Can you give me more information? Amoxic, do you have any insight on why and what positions were targeted AWS layoffs? I do not have any information on that. I do work at AWS, but any of the information I'm giving here is my own opinion and not related to anything the company does, right? So don't really have any information on that. Although what is shared publicly is it was mostly Amazon stores and what they refer to as PXT, People Tech Experiences, which is mostly HR. So that was primarily most of the layoffs, which are HR and Amazon stores. Let's see. The Beard Knowledge says head to Cisco Academy. They have some free basics right now. I just made a video on it. Very cool. Love seeing you guys help each other out and share. That's awesome. A+ or help desk. I really like ProfessorMesser.com. He has free A+ and CompTIA videos. So definitely check out ProfessorMesser.com. He does have study notes that are like $10, $20. There was a lot of memorization in A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus. So I did buy the study notes, and they were worth every penny to me. Is CCNA a good certification? Absolutely. It's actually on this list, I think. I think it's the last one. I think its average salary is like 130 something thousand. So yeah, CCNA is definitely worth getting. It's a great way to learn networking. I would say if you know your company uses Cisco, then do CCNA, or the company you want to work for uses Cisco, then do CCNA. But Network Plus is going to be more agnostic and vendor neutral, right? So not only learn like Cisco, but those other networking vendors as well. All right, I am actually tired. It's been almost an hour and 40, so I think we're going to end it there. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, just appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate you guys helping each other out. Please feel free to follow me here on TikTok. You can reach out to me directly on email. I also have a Discord server. All the links are in my bio. Any of the tech you see here, if you're curious about cameras, any of the tech here, any of this, it's all in my tech gear. All the links are in my bio for all of that. If you're interested in breaking into tech, you're interested in where I got this list from, it's all in my Tech Cody resources on the Discord server. Bosteroo, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, so anyways, all the resources are in the Discord server. Otherwise, email me, follow me, DM me. Happy to talk to you one-on-one. Whether it's a boot camp, self-study, certification, or college, they're all viable options. Choose what you have time and money for. So again, thank you. You guys are amazing. Hope you all have a great Sunday evening, depending where you're at, and hope you have a great week coming. So thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, and last thing I'll say is this live will be posted on YouTube either tonight or in the next day or so. Appreciate it.